Well, here we are in Barcelona. We made it down yesterday, had a fabulous trip in the fast train, 120 miles an hour, beautiful weather, and we are just outside our hotel that we're going to have a workshop in the fall of 2018. This is a wonderful place for a workshop. As you can see, we have all sorts of plazas in order to set up out here. And we are in the center of the city in the old town. Just numerous things to paint here. Now, in my last video, we talked about the importance of doing windows and doing them in a design sense so they are not just square rectangles that are awkward to look at, and how to make a better design out of those windows. Well, I would like to talk to you this morning about perspective. There's a perspective issue that I see that my students have in most of their painting problems. So let's take a look at this and deal with the perspective issue that most of us have. When constructing the correct perspective in a landscape or a cityscape, I guess is more particular here, and the relationship of the people in that landscape, we need to establish first a horizon line. So if you have a building that's like, let's say we're looking down the street and we have a bunch of windows here, here's the street going this way, and then we have the building going this way, probably more like this. We will know that the horizon line is the point out here where all of these parallel lines come together. Let's get rid of this one here because that's not really drawn correctly. They will come to a point, all the parallel lines will come to a point on the horizon line right here. The tops of these buildings, let's draw this a little bit better. They all come to that point right there. This is called single point perspective. Now, sometimes there's a building back here, and you can't see where the sky meets the ground, which is the horizon line. So let's review just a moment here. This is called the vanishing point, VP, vanishing point, and it's on the horizon line. But if you have a building back here, you won't be able to see that spot where all of these parallels come to this point. But there is a way to find that. And you find that by looking at the windows on the sides of your building. Of course, they're on the sides. All of these lines in the tops of the windows and the bottoms of the windows will come to that vanishing point. Right there. But there's one spot on those windows, if you look carefully, and you will see a sash or maybe the top of another window right there. And when you see that sash and it looks parallel, or the bottom of this window, that tells me that that is the horizon line. And so that's how we can establish that horizon line if we can't see through another building back here, or there's trees or something else where we can't see where the sky meets the ground plane. But where the bottom of these windows or a sash or even the top of these windows are parallel or level is a word I really want, that is the horizon line. And so we can establish it that way too. Now that's under the condition that you are looking down a street where these two buildings are parallel to each other and you're on a level surface. The second part of this is that we want to look at the proper placement of people in a street scene on a level surface. So there's no hills going up or down, it's all level. If a person is your height and you're looking at them and you're standing up, you're not sitting down like I am, and you're looking at them way down there, their eyes are going to be on this horizon line. Or we also call it the eye level in this case. It's both the same thing, eye level. As this figure comes closer to you, the head does not drop below that eye level. Their eyes are still on that horizon line. And even as they get much closer to you, their eyes are still on the eye level or the horizon line. Their feet will come down, but the eyes stay in the same place. I tend to call this the eye clothesline. But it's, keep in mind, it's under these conditions, that the ground is flat, you're standing up looking down at people, looking across at people, not down, you're on the same levels, then you're looking across at them, and they are the same height as you. So if you have somebody who's taller than you, their head will be slightly above the eye level back here. But as they come closer to you, their eyes are going to be above the eye level. And as they get really close to you, their eyes will be above the eye level. Let's take a child now, because this person is taller than you. A child way, way, way back here, eventually everybody comes to a point back here, and their eyes are going to be fairly close to the eye level. But as they come closer and closer to you, they start dropping below the eye level until they are down here. When they're really close to you, this is where their eye level is. The common error that I see that students do is that they think that just because someone's coming closer to them, that their eyes will start to drop below this eye level. And that's not the case in this situation. That's the case if you're up on the second floor looking down on people, then their eyes will drop below the eye level. So keep that in mind when you're doing perspective. It's not that complicated. Perspective can get much more involved than this, but I find that this covers the majority of my perspective issues. Now, if these buildings are turned and so on, and they're not parallel to each other, then they're going to have different vanishing points along this horizon line. If you take this building and turn it slightly, it's not parallel to this building. This building will have a vanishing point here. This building will have a vanishing point out here. But still, the people's eyes will be on this clothesline if they are your height and you are standing up looking at them. Okay, now we're going to go to Venice and tackle some more building issues.